everyone. Welcome back to iEnglish Channel. I'm Emily, and I'm so glad you're here today.
And I'm Paul. Thanks for joining us again. Whether you're listening at home, at work, or even on the bus, this episode is for you.
Today's topic might feel a little strange. We're going to explore what happens when you live one full day without your phone.
Yes, no calls, no social media, no YouTube, no Google Maps, just you, your daily routine, and the real world around you.
And as we go step by step through the day, we'll also practice useful English phrases you can use in your own conversations.
By the end, you'll not only improve your English, but you'll also see your habits and maybe your life a little differently.
So, let's begin. Morning. Normally, my phone alarm wakes me up at 7 a.m. Without it, I might not wake until 9 or even later.
Same here. I usually set 3 alarms on my phone, 6:45, 7, and 7:10. Without a phone, there's no alarm at all and I'd oversleep.
And the first thing I usually do after waking up is grab my phone. I check WhatsApp, Instagram, and sometimes scroll TikTok while still in bed.
I also check my phone immediately. News headlines, weather, emails, messages. Without it, I wouldn't know the time or what's happening in the world.
So just 10 minutes after waking up, life already feels very different. But maybe that silence is not all bad. You notice sunlight, hear birds, or breathe slowly before starting the day.
That's a good point. It's similar with learning English. Sometimes we rely too much on apps and tools, but real growth comes when we stop, listen, and practice naturally.
Let's pause here and practice some words. Wake up means to stop sleeping. Scroll means to move your finger on a phone screen. Guess means to try without being sure.
Great examples. Now let's move to leaving the house. You grab your bag, wallet, and keys, but this time your phone isn't there.
That feels strange. I always check 3 things before leaving: phone, keys, wallet. Without my phone, I feel like I forgot part of myself.
And the first problem shows up immediately: music. I usually listen to Spotify on my way to work. Without my phone, it's just silence.
Same for me. I listen to podcasts, sometimes English ones, sometimes comedy. Without them, the bus ride feels long and empty.
And when I sit on the bus, I normally scroll through social media, read news, or text friends. Without a phone, I just look out the window.
That could feel peaceful, but also awkward. Watching people around you, hearing the noise of the city. No phone makes everything slower.
And directions become a big problem. Without Google Maps, going to a new place feels stressful. I might get lost quickly.
Me too. I'd need to ask someone, "Excuse me, how do I get to Main Street?" It's good English speaking practice, but also uncomfortable.
And what about photos? Normally, if I see a beautiful sunset or a cute dog, I take a picture. Without my phone, I just try to remember it.
That's interesting. With English too, we often take pictures of new words, saving them in notebooks. But real fluency is not about storing words. It's about living them.
I like that. And for today's listeners, here are some useful phrases. Grab means take quickly. Get lost means not know where you are. Take a photo means capture an image.
Now let's move into the afternoon. Normally, I'd text a friend and say, "Hey, want to grab lunch?" But today, no texting, no calling.
Exactly. Without a phone, the only way to meet someone is to plan in advance or just hope you see them. It feels like the 1990s.
At work, I usually check emails on my phone. Without it, I'd have to wait until I get home and use my laptop. That feels so slow.
I'm also in group chats with friends. We share memes, weekend plans, and funny stories. Without my phone, I'd miss all of that connection.
And with family, too. My mom sends good morning texts. My sister sends photos of her cat. Without my phone, it's just silence.
That silence can feel heavy. You start wondering, is everything okay? Did I miss something important? That's what people call FOMO, the fear of missing out.
And here's something to think about. FOMO shows us how much we depend on screens for happiness. But maybe real joy is not about constant updates.
Exactly. And let's add some quick vocabulary here. Text someone means send a short message. Call someone means talk by phone. Group chat means chatting with many people at once.
So, afternoon continues. At this point, without my phone, I already feel a little lost. Normally, I send quick messages during the day.
Same. I usually check my emails at lunchtime, but without a phone, I have to wait until I sit at my laptop. It feels old-fashioned.
And group chats are gone too. No jokes, no memes, no news about weekend plans. It feels like I'm outside of the circle.
Exactly. And with family, it's even harder. Usually I get short texts, "How are you?" or "Don't forget dinner." Without a phone, it's just silence.
That silence makes me worry. Did I miss something important? Did someone need me? That's the fear of missing out, FOMO.
FOMO is powerful. It shows how much we depend on digital connection, but it also asks a big question. Do we really need constant updates to feel secure?
Maybe not. Maybe sometimes silence is a gift. Without distractions, we can notice things around us, like the sound of footsteps or the smell of food at lunch.
And here's a language link. In English, you can say feel disconnected when you're not part of the group, or miss out when you lose an opportunity.
That's helpful. And now let's try to see something positive. What could be good about living one day without a phone?
Well, for me, I'd probably focus more at work. No notifications every 5 minutes, no temptation to check social media during meetings.
That's true. I'd also talk more with coworkers at lunch. Instead of staring at my screen, I'd share real conversations.
And when walking outside, I'd notice more. The color of the sky, the sound of birds, even people's faces, instead of just looking down at my screen.
That sounds healthy. And in the evening, I might choose to pick up a book instead of scrolling TikTok. Reading feels deeper, slower, and more peaceful.
Or maybe go for a walk after dinner. Without the phone, you could clear your mind, reflect on the day, or simply enjoy the fresh air.
That reminds me, in learning English, sometimes we spend too much time staring at apps or grammar charts. But true practice is like walking. You just do it step by step.
Beautifully said. And here are some useful words. Notice means to see or hear something. Talk with someone means have a real conversation. Draw means to make pictures on paper.
Now evening begins. Dinner is finished and the sun goes down. Normally, I relax on the sofa and watch Netflix on my phone.
Same here. Or I open YouTube. Sometimes I plan to watch for 10 minutes, but suddenly 2 hours pass.
But tonight, no Netflix, no YouTube, no late night scrolling. Instead, more reading, more walking, more sleep.
A radio house or a radio. It feels old, but also refreshing, maybe even comforting. Technology from the past reminds us that life still works without smartphones.
Or maybe I'd use the time to clean my room, organize my closet, do something small but useful instead of endless scrolling.
And probably without my phone, I would go to bed earlier. No screen to keep me awake, no bright light hurting my eyes at midnight.
That actually sounds like a healthy change. Sleeping at 10:30 instead of 1 a.m., waking up with more energy.
Right, so the evening without a phone may feel quiet, maybe boring, but also calm, peaceful in a way we often forget.
And for English practice, let's highlight these words. Dinner means the evening meal. Sofa means a soft seat in your living room. Go to bed means to sleep.
Great. So let's do a quick summary of today's experience. In the morning, no alarm, no messages, no weather app.
In the afternoon, no music, no Google Maps, no group chats.
And in the evening, no Netflix, no YouTube, no late night scrolling. Instead, more reading, more walking, more sleep.
And that's the lesson. Without a phone, life feels strange at first, but maybe it also gives us back time, focus, and peace.
And here are some useful English phrases to remember. Wake up without an alarm, feel disconnected, pay attention to surroundings, and fall asleep earlier.
Now here's your challenge. Think about your own life. Could you spend one full day without your phone? What would happen?
Try making 3 or 4 sentences in English. For example, I wake up late without an alarm. I can't text my friends. I read a book at night.
That's simple and effective. Practice.
And if you want, write a short paragraph. Share it with us in the comments. We love hearing your stories.
Because this isn't only about English, it's about living fully, with or without a phone.
Exactly. And maybe tonight you can put your phone away for just 1 hour. Notice how you feel.
You know, Paul, the more we talk about this, the more I realize living without a phone for one day is not just about technology.
Exactly. It's about habits. It's about what controls us and what we choose to control. Phones are tools, but sometimes they feel like our masters.
Yes, every beep, every buzz, every notification pulls us, and we follow without thinking. But one phone-free day shows us we can be free.
And freedom feels strange at first. Awkward silence, empty hands. But after a while, that silence becomes space to breathe, to notice, to connect.
And that's the message for you, our listeners. Your phone is powerful, but your attention is priceless. Don't give it away too easily.
Right. Think about it. How many times do you say, I don't have time? Yet hours disappear on scrolling, liking, or watching. A phone-free day gives time back.
And time is life. Once it's gone, you can't get it back. That's why learning to control your phone use is not just a habit, it's a life decision.
And it's the same with English learning. If you give 10 minutes a day to practice instead of endless scrolling, your future self will thank you.
So here's a challenge for you today. Tonight, try putting your phone in another room for just 1 hour. No checking, no touching, just 1 hour.
In that hour, do something small but meaningful. Read a page in English. Write 3 sentences in your notebook. Call a family member.
Or simply sit quietly, breathe, and think about your day. Let your mind rest. You'll be surprised how calm it feels.
And here's a phrase to remember. Take back your time. It means choosing how to spend your minutes instead of letting a phone choose for you.
So, what does this mean for you today? It means you can start small. You don't need to throw your phone away. You just need to decide when to put it down.
And when you do, you'll see the world again. The smile of a friend, the sound of rain, the taste of your dinner, real life waiting for you.
That's powerful. And I want to leave you with this thought. Your phone will always wait, but life won't. Choose carefully.
Beautifully said, Emily. And to everyone listening, this is not just about phones, it's about living awake, not asleep.
Now, we'd love to hear from you. Could you live one day without your phone? What would you do differently?
Share your answers in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else to try.
And if you found today's episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Miss English channel, hit the bell icon, and share this with your friends.
Because together, we're not just learning English, we're building stronger, freer lives.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us.
Until next time, keep practicing. keep growing, and remember, you are stronger than your phone.
Bye, everyone.
Stay hopeful, stay connected to life, and stay with us.